Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I'm going to be going through 5 Bradford City players that I believe will thrive in League One in this upcoming 2025-26 campaign. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 170 likes on today's video? That'd be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my 5 suggestions, and do you think any other further players will thrive for Bradford City? Now, a few stipulations. I haven't mentioned any of our new signings, and that's kind of really the only stipulation. I'm only mentioning players who were with Bradford City last campaign, so there wasn't loads to choose from, but I've picked out 5. Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. First up then, I'm going to go with the 33-year-old attacking midfielder Anthony Sacchi. Obviously, he's still got another year left to run on his contract, and I must say, by the time this video comes out, it will have been a pre-record for around 7 to 10 days or so, so if any of these players have moved on, then I will look a little bit silly, and they could be thriving for other clubs. But I'm hoping all these 5 players are going to be with Bradford City. But Anthony Sacchi, for me, I feel like he's been labelled a lot as a League 2 promotion guru and only really does it in League 2. Whenever he makes a step up into League 1, he always seems to find a way to find himself back in League 2. I'm very confident Sacchi will be staying with Bradford City this season, and he's got a little bit of a point to prove in League 1, and hopefully he can stay injury-free this campaign. We know Anthony Sacchi's never really been a footballer that plays and starts 46 league matches every single season, and now at 33 years of age, with the competition in our squad, I can't see him doing that, but hopefully he can play a little bit more than 20 starts this season, just 24 league appearances. In that time though, he still did manage the 7 goals, averaged a goal every 241 minutes with an 18% goal conversion rate, also contributed to a further 4 assists as well, 11 goal contributions in just 20 starts for a man who played a few games as a holding midfielder as well. You're looking at 11 goal contributions in around 15 starts as an attacking midfielder. Really good return, and Sacchi, for me, I think will want to prove to people and the wider football reception that he's not just a League 2 promotion guru, and done very well in the National League as well. He can also do it in League 1. We saw the last time he was in League 1, I believe, with Bolton Wanderers before he made the step back down into the National League with Stockport County. He played in 14, started in 13 matches that season, 3 goals and 1 assist, 4 goal contributions in 13 starts isn't an awful return, and obviously he had previously done 3 goals in 37 appearances, so he's not quite had that brilliant season in League 1, but I think next year he's clearly going to be Bradford City's main man as of right now in that position. You see the goal contributions he got last campaign, he always looked a class above in League 2, so for me, I can only see Sacchi thriving in League 1. My second suggestion is 34-year-old striker Andy Cook. Again, he's only got 1 year left to run on his contract with Bradford City, and obviously will miss the first month or 2 of the season as he still continues to recover from that ACL injury, but we'd all rather Andy Cook be fit and available and be right rather than rush back, because hopefully we're going to get another striker or 2 in through the door, as of right now our only fit and available striker options are Kavanagh, Smith and Ibbotson, so we clearly need a bit more quality in that forward line. But Andy Cook, he's going to come back with a bit between his teeth and a real point to prove, because not only wider football fans, but I've even seen some Bradford City fans writing off Andy Cook going into next season. Some people suggesting he's going to leave this transfer window. Andy Cook is going nowhere when he's fit, when he's available, and there's this massive misconception that Bradford City were a million times better when Andy Cook got injured, and it's simply not true. Go back to the start of the season when we had as full defence fit, when we had Patterson fit, when we had Sacchi fit. We picked up 7 points from our first 3 matches, should have been 9 with that ghost goal against Salford City, and then injuries hit us. Sars dropped out, defenders were dropping out, Patterson then dropped out, and it was no coincidence that around the end of December our form started picking up again when Patterson returned, when Sars returned, when we had more than 1 centre-back available, and it was just coincidentally at the same time Andy Cook also picked up an injury at that point. He still managed 12 goals the last campaign, averaged a goal every 154 minutes, 12 goals in 22 starts. His hold-up play is much better than Kavanagh. His back to goal sort of stuff is much better than Kavanagh. Yes, Kavanagh is a better presser and maybe a better fox in the box type of striker, but when you've signed Josh Nerfill, who is a brilliant crosser, then you've got to play Andy Cook when he's available, and I do believe he'll have a bit between his teeth, a bit of a point to prove to not just football fans, but Bradford City fans as well. Scoring goals in football is the hardest thing to do, and that is why they get paid the most amount of money. And Andy Cook has always scored goals for Bradford City. In the 23-24 campaign, 17 goals and 8 assists, 25 goal contributions in 39 starts. In the 22-23 campaign, 28 goals and 8 assists, 36 goal contributions in 38 starts. Are people forgetting how good Andy Cook is? Just because he's not played for 5 or 6 months, this man he's going to smash it next season. I still think even though he'll miss a month or two, he'll easily hit 15 goals next campaign. The last time he played in League One, not that season, the 18-19 season, he got 13 goals in 43 appearances for a relegated Walsall side. Andy Cook is going to absolutely smash it in League One next campaign. I have absolutely no doubts about it. My third suggestion is probably the most controversial one on today's video, but I'm going with 25-year-old midfielder Tommy Lee. Now, obviously, he still has another 2 years left to run on his contract, and I think it's fair to say, since signing for Bradford City in January, he had a lot of disappointing outings for the Bantams, but hopefully, I'm hoping Alexander is going to play him in his natural position, not shoehorn him in as a striker, not try and play him as a number 10, play him as a number 8 in the Alex Patterson role alongside Max Power. I see Tommy Lee thriving. He obviously came on at half-time against Fleetwood in that position and comfortably played his best game for Bradford City, and I'm hoping he gets more minutes in that role next campaign. We saw, obviously, some of these stats are from his time with MK Dons. I don't think he registered a goal contribution during his time with Bradford City, but he played far too many games as a striker and just looked a little bit uncomfortable. I think with League One being a bit less physical and a bit more technical, I can see Tommy Lee thriving as a number 8. If he's to play as a striker or even as a number 10, I can't really see him doing that. I think he's not physical enough to play as a striker. I think he's a little bit too clunky to play as a number 10, but as a number 8, I see him absolutely smashing it next campaign. I know it's going to be unpopular. I know you're going to criticise me in the comments, but I believe in Tommy Lee for next season. Now, at the time of recording, Lewis Richards is yet to sign a new contract with Bradford City, but it is heavily rumoured at the moment he is in advanced talks and agreements to sign the new contract with Bradford City, and hopefully by the time this video comes out he has signed a new deal with the Bantams. If he's at Stockport County, then I'm going to look a little bit silly now, but we can all laugh about it, I guess, in the comments. 23-year-old left back, obviously done very well this season, and a few people have been labelling him as injury prone, but as we know, he suffered a shoulder dislocation and decided to postpone the surgery so that he could play for Bradford City and, you know, help us out when we had so many injuries at that point. He then obviously re-injured his shoulder, had the hamstring problem as well at the same time, and at that point you might as well have the double surgery, because you can play with your shoulder not being surgeried on, but you can't play without your hamstring being surgeried on, and you know your hamstring is much more important than your shoulder. And Lewis Richards, for me, absolutely smashed it last campaign. His first season with Bradford City, I think it took him a little bit of time to get up to speed, a few too many injury problems in that campaign, but last season I thought with that full Graham Alexander pre-season under his belt, he absolutely smashed it when he's fit and available, despite not starting out as our starting left wing back. Worked his way into the side, and for me, a more complete player than Teo Adaramola. Yes, Teo's a little bit better going forward, but Lewis Richards is so much better defensively, and I think Richards' link-up play with Bobby Poynton around January, February sort of time cannot go unnoticed. He was very, very good in that time. Obviously got 2 goals and 1 assist last campaign, only started the 17 matches, played 22 total league games, and I think if he can stay fit and available to potentially compete with Ibu Toure, who is heavily rumoured at this moment, again that might be confirmed by the time this video does come out. Hopefully, if Lewis Richards is still a Bantam for next campaign, I could definitely see him smashing it in League One. And my final suggestion then in today's video is 21-year-old attacking midfielder Bobby Poynton. Now I think going into next season, he might have some people thinking, can Poynton go again? Can he do it in League One? We saw in his first season at Bradford City, there wasn't really much pressure on him under Mark Hughes, then Graham Alexander, and he did very well in the 23-24 campaign, where he did in total that season manage 4 goals and 3 assists in just 16 starts. Last season though, he definitely did kick on, despite being 6th or 7th choice attacking midfielder at the start of the campaign. He fought, he worked hard, he got himself in the side, and he made himself undroppable towards the back end of the campaign. He played 40 matches, starting 27 of them in in the league last campaign, where he did score 6 goals and also registered 5 assists, 11 goal contributions in 27 starts. I think when Poynton plays, Bradford City are a better side. We've seen last season when we had Smallwood, Patterson, Poynton, Sacchi, Bradford City were almost unstoppable against every single League Two side. Now, towards the back end of the campaign, we're missing Smallwood. At points throughout March, we're missing Poynton, Sacchi and Patterson, and that's where obviously we went on a little bit of a wobble. But I think for me, Poynton, even though he might not actually start out the season, I think again, he'll kick on, work his way back into the side, and I do see him thriving in League One next campaign. He obviously, boyhood Bradford City fan, single-handedly at times was dragging us over the line. You think away to Bromley where he scored that late winner, and just he wanted that promotion so much, and he did make it happen. And he's obviously living every single one of our dreams, isn't he? Being a boyhood Bradford City fan, and not just playing, being one of our better players from last campaign as well. He played such an important and integral role in our promotion, and I can only see him smashing it again next campaign in League One. And yeah, I think he's a top player, to be honest. And then we have it then. There is 5 to thrive in League One next campaign. I have nabbed that saying from Jill's in the Blood TV. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 170 likes as I mentioned at the start of today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my selections? And obviously, hopefully by the time this video does come out, all them players are still with Bradford City. Lewis Richards has signed his new contract, or I'm going to look very, very silly. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.